On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are back with the Spyhunter vet that I just did the backup camera on, and Naveed is here to pick up his 2006 Corvette Z06.
Let's hope it works. 1,400 miles.
It'll be fine. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, Naveed just flew in from New York to pick up his car. And how are you going to store this in New York now? Do you have a place to put it?
It's going to be on the street.
I know why you shipped it here. I know why you shipped it here.
I saved probably like $30,000 storing my car here at JR's.
Dude, all storage in New York, especially for something low, is like $1,000 a month.
Yeah, easily.
At least.
Easily.
Yeah. Crazy.
Not to mention insurance.
No, is it that bad?
Yeah, it's bad.
Kansas insurance is cheap. That said, we've had this thing here. We put new tires on it. We've got a backup camera in it, and I think it's ready to rock and roll for his road trip back home and through.
It looks fantastic. I haven't seen it in a year, JR.
It looks great.
It looks fantastic.
I was walking across the shop yesterday and was over here with the lights on. I was like, man, those things look nasty from a long way away.
They do.
So, there's a few more things we're going to do before you embark on your road trip. But first, you want to check out that backup camera?
Let's do it.
All right.
Really excited to see what we've got here. Obviously, this thing, one of the worst things about it, it's got like the worst visibility.
Oh, yeah, you can't see anything out of the back, really.
You can't. So let's see.
There you go.
That is going to be so helpful.
That red line's right where you want to stop for sure. And of course, now you have the warning, the lines once it boots up.
I don't think people realize that I actually parallel parked this car.
Oh, yeah, that's
a freaking
tough.
nightmare to do.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool.
Start this monster up.
Should we do it? You want to do back the exhaust? Or you want to do it from inside?
No, just hit it. It's open.
It's not as loud as those.
Yeah, I know, the white car's louder, dude. That white car's loud. It's really loud. It is open, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's quiet.
Oh my god, it actually sounds considerably quieter.
Yeah, that is the, they call that the aggressive exhaust, that Flowtech.
That is insane.
Yep.
This thing has a cam, long tubes, no cats.
Yeah.
And stock exhaust.
You got more chop. You got a little more chop.
Yeah, the cam's a little bit much.
Well, let's put all this other stuff on you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, if you guys know anything about the eastern side of the country, most of the states require a front plate. So Naveed needs a front plate holder, but he doesn't want to punch holes in the front of the Corvette like a lot of people do, which is a great move, I think, using this. This is a holder from stowandshow.com. Obviously not sponsored, something Naveed brought. And it allows you to slide your front plate on and off. So you just go like this, there's a little pin, and it locks in. And this little bracket is meant just for the C6, and it lets you put this plate kind of right here, which is going to be really cool. So there's a 7mm screw you got to pull out. It's the farthest one towards the middle over here. There's two of them. I should have brought the right angle impact so I could get this out easier. It's going to take a while. And then they included a new screw, a new bolt. It's like a self-tapper. Very nice of them. It's the exact stock bolt, but a little bit longer, from what I can tell. Here's the included one. Here's the original. They're exactly the same. So ignore what I said. They're exactly the same. This goes inside of a little hole that's sitting back there, and you just snap it in and then put that screw back. Honestly, this is so easy that even if you can't see it very well, I think you can understand what I'm doing. You pull out one bolt and you replace it, and then boom, the bracket is installed. So I'm almost to the very end. I went ahead and used the new screw for fun, because why not? And we are just about there. So you don't need to crank down on this, but I would say, you know, keep it pretty tight because you don't want to lose your license plate going down the road. That's probably it. And now, if we slide this bracket in, it's gosh, you almost need to notch the splitter a little bit.
Oh, is it?
Because it sits a little bit too high up in there. We might take the Dremel tool and just put two little bumps. That way it's super easy to slide this in and out so you don't have to fight it. Well, there you have it. Can you tell there is a front plate bracket on this Corvette? You cannot. So I did a little bit of notching right there just to open up the plastic. to match the contour of the front plate bracket. Makes it a little bit easier to get started. So now when you need to slap on your tag, you just go like that, and there's a little lock. Pull it, slide it in. Here's the lock. There you go. Front plate attached. You can pull it back off whenever you want to show your car off or drive without the plate, whatever you want. The plate just goes on there with 4 screws. I'm gonna put it together right now, and we're gonna move on to the fire extinguisher install because Naveed's worried his car is gonna burn down. This is not a Lamborghini.
No, but I've seen a lot of Hoovy stuff, and this car's been in the same state as Hoovy, and I just don't want to leave.
Oh, are you saying I should have said it's not a Ferrari?
It's not a Ferrari. It's not an F35. Can we be sure that Hoovy hasn't actually like put any bad juju on it? Is that?
I think it's okay. I think you're gonna be good. But just in case he has a fire extinguisher, we're gonna put it in the car. I think you'll be. I mean, it's a good idea.
It's an old car.
Yep.
It's a GM.
All right. Front plate done. Backup camera done. On to the fire extinguisher. All right. Naveed's fire extinguisher is right here. We're gonna set up this bracket that lets him mount it right in front of the seat. It's gonna be pretty cool. This is a bracket from the Bracketeer. More stuff you had in the back. I didn't even know this was in the car. Otherwise, I would have just had it done for you. But this is a cool little bracket. It lets you mount the fire extinguisher in front of the seat. It goes kind of like so. And these, the outer pieces, clamp onto the seat rail. And then there's one more piece here, 2 more pieces here. These come off the front. And then you use your fire extinguisher's mount and mount something kind of like that. So you end up with a fire extinguisher that's mounted right in front of your seat and easy to get to in case of emergency. So first things first, we're just taking these bad boys here and mounting it all on the seat. There's double-sided tape that goes right here, and then you crank these down and it's clamped. So super simple install. I'd show you this, but it's actually really hard to get a camera down on the floor in front of the seat, so we're just gonna get right after it. Also, it says to blue Loctite everything. I'm gonna red Loctite everything because, well, first, I don't have blue, and second, I'm not a part of your system. So we had to switch up the design a little bit. This has 2 different brackets. Well, it's one bracket you can use both ways. One way, you flip it over, and then it kind of just clamps onto the seat rail right there. That wouldn't work because this is a manual seat, and I found out we weren't gonna be able to move the seat if I put it on there. So I flipped it over and I used the stock seat bolts there. It's kind of buried in there, tough to see, but that lets you mount it upside down and then shoot all of those bolts in there. And then there's a bracket that comes off and goes to the factory fire extinguisher mounting bracket. If you need the fire extinguisher, flip the lever, pull. Comes right out. So it's totally done, and if anything happens to this car, Naveed should be able to put out the fire. Obviously, I think the real goal of this is that you can reach over and get it when, you know, when it's an emergency, it's close to your hand.
Right.
So I think that's what we got put up.
Also, it makes it more uncomfortable for passengers.
It does. I was like, whoever sits over there, they're gonna have a time.
Listen, with the cost of fuel, I'm trying to save weight. I don't want any passengers.
Yeah, you're like, well, the fire extinguisher's in there. I'm not gonna be able to have you in the car.
That's right.
Well, anyway, Naveed, good luck on your forever drive home.
That's right.
Long way back to New York.
It is.
What's the name of your book again?
How to Catch JR.
That's not the name of the book, but
How to Catch a Russian Spy. This was the car that I used in that operation. So for 3 years when I was working undercover for the FBI against the Russian GRU, this was the car. And I will say one closing thing. At one point, the Russians thought this was a Mustang, and that's the only time we ever almost came to blows. True story.
Well, your Mustang will do great on the drive home.
That's
don't worry
right.
about
It has a fire extinguisher.
It does. It does. Well, it was nice to finally meet you.
Thanks,
I know that
JR.
on the way in you shipped the car, so now we get to see it leave now.
That's right. It's been an adventure.
Well, we're gonna finish packing everything up.
All right, man.
We'll see you soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. On those brand new Michelin Pilot Sports too. That's a flex. And now there's only 3 Corvettes in the shop. That thing is just amazing. That thing is like 99% perfect. And that thing needs a lot of help. So I think we're gonna work on that next. I got all the parts for it.